Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there in Heat Nation. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be cool. Thanks for stopping by the channel. And we got a little Heat news this morning. Had some Heat news over the last few days, and I apologize I've not been as active on the channel with everything happening. I've been doing a lot of stuff for the radio station, draft shows, MMA shows. So I've just had a busy couple of days. And haven't been able to just hop on here with you guys for a few minutes just to kind of give a breakdown of where things stand. I think as far as things we've missed, so did not give my thoughts on the Pela Larson pick. I like it. I think that, you know, the kid looks like he's got a little bit of everything that the Heat need to bring to the table. I think that, some of the undrafted pool has dried up a little bit, and I do think that they need to kind of replenish things there. The kid comes with a lot of buzz behind him, especially from his teammate who's also coming down to Miami, and Keldon Johnson from the Arizona Wildcats. Goran Dragic had a tweet back in 2022 that basically sold me, which, by the way, shout out to Gogi. Gogi also giving the love out to Khalil Ware to give the approval of 7. I don't know if he actually did give approval, but it kind of just gave like the 7, a little salute to Ware. So, happy that the rookie got the nod there. As far as we go from rookies to vets, we got a little news on this Saturday morning as Kevin Love has declined his option with the Miami Heat. This was the tweet from Adrian Wojnarowski. He tweeted out today at around 11 o'clock. He said, Miami Heat, big man Kevin Love declining his $4 million player option. Both sides are enthusiastic about negotiating a new deal in the opening days of free agency. A lot of the local reports then have come thereafter from Ira, from Anthony, from Tim Reynolds, that there is a lot of thought that Kevin Love would love to stay in Miami, that the family loves it in Miami, and that he doesn't appear to be going anywhere else. And in fact, the thought is that he may sign a cheaper minimum deal, which would save the Miami Heat some dough. So that is the initial thought. I actually thought when this was going to happen, I was like, oh, all right. Is he, because I just assume, like, with the money that's getting thrown around everywhere, I'm just assuming everybody's looking for a bump in pay. So when I first saw Kevin Love was, like, declining, I thought, oh, they're going to, like, give him, like, a sweetheart stay here deal. But that does not appear to be the case. No state taxes in Florida. If you were to get an option somewhere else, maybe he just feels happier. He's made a ton of money in his career. And so just be where you're happy. I think it's really important from a leadership standpoint that the Miami Heat have Kevin Love. He is a real connective tissue in that locker room. I really underestimated that when they brought here. Everybody had said that Kevin Love is a great teammate, but it has been really, really apparent like what a great teammate this guy is. He's just got the credentials. He just communicates well with everybody throughout the locker room. And then he really, really anchored the second unit last year. Has a lot of great chemistry with Jimmy, has great chemistry with Jaime. Big leadership standpoint for Nikola Jovic. Can't hurt to have him around. You're going to have Khalil Ware. Everybody talks about what he's going to have from a leadership standpoint from Bam Adebayo. What about an offensive relationship with Kevin Love? So, and not only that, was just really tremendously effective last year. I mean, in those short bursts that he was playing, the amount of rebounds and scoring that they could go, outscoring opponents. This is from the Miami Herald, that the Miami Heat last year were outscored. The Miami Heat outscored opponents by 6.5 points per 100 possessions with Love on the court during the regular season. His per 36 was about 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. The most that those points he's averaged per 36 since 21-22, and the most rebounds he's averaged since 18-19. And it's the most assists that he's averaged per 36 in his NBA career. So, like, Kevin Love was really, really effective in his short burst last year for the Miami Heat. Seems to be, if he's not only willing to come back, but come back on an even cheaper deal, that is the biggest no-brainer on the planet that the Miami Heat should bring back Kevin Love. So Love, still a mystery, so he's not on the roster officially yet, but, looks like that he will be. The big thing that we're waiting for today, I suppose, and I would be surprised if he doesn't decline it, is Caleb Martin, although he hasn't yet as of me recording this around noon Eastern time. So I will, see where that goes, because I'd imagine that he's got to have some interest that's going to be coming through at some point. So waiting Caleb, he's got to decide by 5 p.m. today, as does Thomas Bryant, who has a player option. I would imagine Thomas Bryant is probably going to go elsewhere. I just have that, I don't know, just that's the feeling kind of in the gut. He sees that they draft a center. I got to feel like Thomas Bryant's got to feel like he's gone. You got Patty Mills still a free agent. Haywood Highsmith a free agent. DeLon Wright, probably the free agent, aside from Kevin Love, I'd like the Miami Heat to bring back the most out of everybody else. I was bummed out to see that they are not bringing back Cole Swider, it looks like. Yesterday, they offered qualifying offers. They put out qualifying offers to to a couple of players, Alondas Williams and Cole Swider. But it was reported by Anthony Chang. It said that the Heat not expected to extend a qualifying offer to Jamal Cain. Expectations Cain will not be back with the Heat next season after spending the last 2 years. That hurts. I really, really like Jamal Cain as a player. I just felt like every time that he played, he just found a way to make positive stuff happen. And I don't know. I'm bummed that Jamal Cain's not there. I'm not gonna be surprised if he finds success elsewhere. I was just a real fan of his. So bummer that he is gone. We'll find out about the qualifying two-way offers for Swider and Williams. Be curious if Swider's going to stick around after seeing them draft Larson. Is he feeling like he's actually going to have a shot at the roster? He's got to feel like he's developed a lot with Wayne Ellington this year. Does he find some shooting elsewhere? So not sure about Cole Swider coming back. The other news yesterday was that Josh Richardson, opted into his contract. He had a player option, and he opted into a $3 million player option. He, of course, suffered that nasty shoulder injury at the end of the year. Really was coming on strong for Miami. If they lose Caleb Martin and they don't get DeLon Wright back, obviously is an important piece from a depth standpoint and a chemistry standpoint. A lot of people like Jay Rich, Kevin Love, a lot of warming up together too. So that duo hopefully will be back. As far as the regular guys on the roster that we know, Jimmy, obviously, we got the news on him coming back. Bam, he's got the extension rolling. Jovic, Terry Rozier's under contract. Jaime Jaquez, Jeff drafted Ware and Larson. Tyler Hero in the midst of his long-term deal, and Duncan Robinson still under contract with the Heat. I think probably the biggest mystery left is Haywood Highsmith. There was a lot of positive quotes about him coming back and his interest in coming back. And, his agent was even throwing shade at Rudy Gobert. But he really seems like maybe he wants to even do the Caleb Martin and maybe coming back 1 year a little bit cheaper than, not cheaper than his contract last year, but maybe cheaper than maybe he's offered elsewhere just for 1 year, and then goes elsewhere or, tries to renegotiate, seeing where his deal is. But he has improved and looked really, really good this offseason and workouts. He seems like he's in tremendous shape. So that's definitely one to keep an eye out as far as the Heat are concerned. So I love the idea that Kevin Love is going to come back, and we'll get to this standpoint of having him back in the fold with Miami. Really, from a morale standpoint, you talk about just what the pointers you can not only the rookies, but big on big relationship with Duncan Robinson, big relationship, able to talk with everybody in the locker room from Jimmy down to the rookies. So huge that that he is seemingly not interested in going anywhere else, and even is willing to go even more team friendly for the Miami Heat. That'll definitely be something to keep an eye on when this whole thing goes down. But that's where we're at for right now with the Heat rounding out the roster piece. I know everybody is itching on Whale stuff. I'm going to do another video on some of the thoughts on the Whales out there, because there was a move yesterday, DeJounte Murray getting traded. Lauri Markkanen now officially, publicly appears to be on the market. So we'll get into that in another video. But Kevin Love declining his option, but appears to be considering re-signing with the Miami at a cheaper rate.